No, it was cool. I figured we could talk about it on our little episode.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not much has happened this week, so we might need some anecdotes.
Some anecdotals.
Yeah, I mean that's me being sarcastic.
A lot happened this week.
Yeah, I mean it's almost like wrapped up. The uh the credits have rolled apparently,
So a
but
lot did happen this week, or a lot didn't happen? Because you texted me and said a lot didn't happen.
well, I was being sarcastic when I texted you, but it just came across my desk that the president had or has coronavirus. I don't know if you heard about this.
Oh, it just came across your desk.
Yeah,
Okay.
things move slower in Florida. We just got this information.
Yeah, I knew that he had it. It was met with some skepticism, I would say.
What was your first reaction? How did you find out?
Okay, so my first reaction was that stupid iPhone publication, The Hill. It blopped up onto my phone. It said, President Trump has
The
coronavirus.
stupid iPhone publication, the Hill, like regarded well. Don't you
No, I don't,
when you subscribe to what you want your notifications to come from?
I don't know how to get rid of it.
Oh, is it Apple News?
I think it's like an Apple News type thing.
Yeah, it tells you about the orchards.
Sure. I don't know what that is in reference to, but
Well, it's Apple News.
I get your horrible joke now.
I did this last night. It hit well, but apparently not here.
No, it doesn't hit as well over here. I'm not going to speak on the person that may have found that funny, but no, but it came across my desk, my very official desk, and the first let's say 2 or 3 thoughts was, number one, what if he dies? Number two,
We should be so lucky.
yeah. Number two is does he actually have it? Number three, my brain switched to cynicism and I was like, there's no way he has it. This is all a hoax. He's just going to get better very quick and then say, oh, coronavirus isn't anything. Look at me. I'm an old man and all I eat is McDonald's and I'm perfectly healthy, which is exactly where we're at today. So I don't know what to think.
Yeah, I definitely agree with where you were. Like, I thought he was just going to be like, oh, I beat coronavirus. Nothing to worry about. Like, that was the whole point.
Right.
But before this, he made another video, which he's going off on his videos on Twitter, making these videos saying, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about coronavirus.
El Presidente or the president?
Exactly. Who knows at this point? They're doing emergency press conferences left and right. But I clicked on the video and then I went down to the comments and someone was like, you never had it. And then immediately I was like, this is how anyone with a normal brain would get radicalized to be like, wait, maybe he never actually had it ever. Right. This was all the receipts. Yeah, we need to see the test. That's what I said. That's what I said on Friday. I tweeted. I was like, I need to see a test. And then I quickly took it back because I was like, it was like 2 hours into the news day where I was like, people are probably like, they were partying in the streets that the president had coronavirus. And I was like, I don't believe it. This is all just to prove that it's not. Anyone can get over it.
I'm going to say something that's a little out of control. Every normal person was thinking an unnormal thought that he was not actually sick. Like, how fucked up is that? We thought that this guy was legit not sick. And you're right. Where the fuck is the test? I want to see the piss
I want
to see the pregnancy test. Let me see this shit.
Maury, show us the.
Yeah,
show us
you are the father. You have coronavirus. Let us see it.
You are not the father.
And that's what I quickly didn't do that because then it became like on Twitter, oh, he's gonna die, like we're partying too soon. I was like, do you think we're that lucky to deserve the president dying? But we don't deserve.
That's bad. No,
but
okay.
It's 2020. There hasn't been any good news since February. What do you think? What do you think that we would be blessed with this crumb of good news?
But yeah, you're right. And here's almost a bad thing. So we were talking about it over the weekend. I was like, if the president died on a level, like it would be sad. Anyone dying is really sad. It would create so much turmoil in another sense. Like we'd have Pence for the last go around, and then who is the Republican candidate? Biden would probably win, But then today, I get the news again from the Hill. President Trump says he's leaving Walter Reed this evening, telling Americans, don't be afraid of COVID. Don't let it dominate your life.
This guy's drugged the fuck out. He's on a fucking cocktail right now. He's like, I haven't felt as good in 20 years. I'm like, my guy is pumped full of drugs. He's partying right now.
He sent that shit out, and I was like, that Canadian bitch sent him the fucking cyanide in the mail. She failed us. She was our only hope.
I mean, and then he walked up the stairs and took his mask off. And they're going nuts on CNN about that right now. I mean, I don't know why anything should be surprising at this point. But to think that he'd be dead, we wouldn't be so lucky.
That would be the twist of the fucking century. Could you imagine that?
I mean, that was October 3rd or the 2nd?
Second or third?
Friday was the 2nd?
I want to say third.
No, Friday was the 2nd.
Friday was the third because you're right. You're right. It was the 2nd.
But that's 2 days into the month, and then that already happened. And the debate was the same week, and the Trump taxes were on Sunday. Nobody's talking about the debate. Nobody's talking about his tax anymore. We're talking about.
Is that what he did? Do you think that's what he did?
That was where my first head. That's where my head went the first time. I was like, we're not talking about the debate anymore. And I thought
fun.
He would have to quarantine for 2 weeks, and then he'd miss the debate. But it's a vice president debate this week. I thought it was another one of these.
No, dude. Every time he fucks up, something else big happens. It takes the fucking pressure off of him. Is that what happened? You think he was like, fuck it, let's just throw this out here, dude. There's no evidence.
The only reason I thought that. But only to be like, he's going to say that he beat coronavirus and he's going to gain more popularity, that people that don't believe it are going to be like,
right, it's
nothing. It's nothing because he has the access to the best healthcare because he's the fucking president.
Also, it only took him 2 days, though.
But that's the thing, too. He tweeted, me and Flotus have fucking coronavirus. We're going to quarantine for 2 weeks. He didn't do the quarantine. Don't.
Where's our 2 weeks? He didn't give us our 2 weeks. You said 2 weeks of no Trump.
I know, and then now he's back. The fact that he walked back up the stairs and then took the mask off. I was just like, and then on the news are like, President Trump still contagious, took his mask off. I was like, what is going on? He's probably cocked out of his mind on drugs, but
You would think this guy's favorite movie is High School Musical. With how theatrical this motherfucker is, everything is a fucking act. Everything is a...
Well, he's a reality star, my guy.
My God, dude. The Bible in front of the church, the mask waving in the air.
Well, this just brings me to we haven't talked about this in the podcast. I don't know how, but we met the president. And... This guy doesn't even.
We met him.
We were in his presence. We should say. I was trying to hype it up for the title. For clickbait, we met the president. Details sits down with. That's going to be this episode title. Details with Donald this week with Donald.
Yeah. Details shakes hand with Donald Trump. No, I think about that sometimes. So we did see/hear President Trump speak at our friend Trey's.
Hold on. This is Details Political Hour. We were at a Trump rally. I know we come across pretty liberal on this podcast, but we did get COVID-19 at the Trump rally in New Jersey this past weekend. Yeah, but continue.
Well,
with what you were going to say.
Contrary to popular belief on this stage, we were not there, but. Yeah, we heard it. We heard him speak, and sometimes I think to myself, when I'm old and decrepit, and my grandkids are like, "Remember that President Trump?" I'll be like, "Yes, Sonny, I was there when he spoke at the Air Force Academy."
You're underplaying the story so much. There was so many shenanigans that took place.
You'll have to remind me, dude. That was a blur. To be honest, the whole thing was a blur. The planes flying over, the 90-degree heat.
No, okay. So we went to see our friend of the show, Trey, graduated. Congratulations, Trey, once again. He graduated from the Air Force Academy.
Hell yeah, hoorah.
He invited us out there, his close celebrity friends, detailers. Before detailers, we couldn't record live from the Trump rally. But so the president is coming to visit and give the address to the cadets graduating. I think that's what they're called.
As he does. As they all do.
And so security is beefed the fuck up because it's the president, and everyone's fucking there. Like there's hundreds of thousands of people there, and
There's hundreds of thousands.
I don't know what
way.
the actual number was, but
there was a lot. I would say there was a
but
decent.
that's the thing. So we're in line to get security check and stuff like that, and we're like bobbing and weaving because everyone's just mad. And all of a sudden, there's a call from the head security that like ripples back to the crowd. No fruit allowed
Oh shit! That's right.
Inside the thing. No fruit. Like that is a specific rule. Like there was no melon allowed and no like bananas. There were specific fruits that weren't allowed.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is? It's that he's never had a fruit in his life, so when he sees them, he gags.
Yeah, he's only had Oreo McFlurry. That's the closest he's come to. I don't even know. There's not even fruit in there.
If he's speaking and he sees a fucking banana, he will puke.
But they specifically said no fruit like allowed, and they were confiscating the fruit like it was drugs. Like they had a fruit sniffing dog. They were out there.
A fruit sniffing dog. Yeah, they had monkeys running around looking for bananas.
So then we make our way in. No fruit was brought in, and it's about 5,000 degrees. So we're dressed in our best, and we go to our seats, and all of a sudden we like take our seats, stuff like that. It's packed. A black car drives out onto
an
the
SUV, a black SUV.
The president.
Dude, it was a parade.
Adjacent.
Oh, I'm having flashbacks. Oh my god, it's coming too. No, the trauma. It's coming too.
So the black car drives out. Well, actually, no. There was.
Do we have videos of any of this?
We do. We'll post this on social media. But we're in the football field, and then outside the football field, you can see the highway, and the highway gets shut down. That you can see the cars are no longer traveling the highway, and you see a black car drive, clearly being the president.
And there was like helicopters flying above too.
Yeah, it's a real scene. So that black car finally makes its way into the football field through the tunnel. And everyone goes fucking apeshit for this fucking car. They are cheering like our president is Lightning McQueen, the car.
It is the most American you can ever get. It was hoorahs everywhere. It was Blue Lives Matter everywhere. It was out of control.
It was a Lynyrd Skynyrd concert and a Toby Keith and a Kid Rock all mixed in one. So the car comes out and people going off for this fucking car.
Right.
The car comes out and just parks and nothing happens. Nobody gets out of the car. Nothing happens. That was it.
The motorcade stopped.
It stopped. But there was equal matched energy for the car coming out for when the president came out.
Before you go, the best part is how slow the car was just circling. We thought for sure it was the president driving that bitch, dude. That thing came out like a snail.
So the president comes out and
out of the shadows. It was like out of the movie. Out of the shadows, he comes loping out. He looked like Flat Stanley. That guy did not look real.
Yeah, he's very top heavy. But so the president comes out and every motherfucker stands up except for Details Podcast. We did not stand up for the president. Boys. And let me tell you, we weren't the only two not standing.
We disrespect our country. Fuck it.
We were getting glances. People were turning around and looking at us, asking us to stand. There was a lot of MAGA hats too. That's something I remember as well.
I think the only saving grace is that the couple in front of us with the baby did not seem either.
There was like a young millennial couple that also didn't stand. There was probably 4 or 5 of us that didn't stand for the president. So the president comes out and he tells his president charades and stuff like that.
Can we speak about the baseball comment?
That's where we're going.
Okay, good. Okay, great. Okay, I don't
want
to
we're gonna go through the whole thing. So the president starts talking. He's saying a lot of things.
He's saying a lot of things. He said we're gonna go to the moon. He said we're fucking fighting in space, dude. He said he's investing every penny of his debt into the military.
the president also said that the president always comes to this, and he said that most presidents shake 20 or 30 hands and then they go away. President Trump goes, I'm shaking every hand.
I'm shaking every cock.
I might be hyperbole. I'm gonna say there was probably 400 or 500 people graduating.
I would say there was we could fact check it, but there was a lot of people graduating on that day.
So he's committing to shaking 500 people's hands.
Most of all, to the nearly 1,000 cadets who I have agreed to shake every single hand. They gave me a choice. They said, sir, you don't have to shake any hands. Some people do that. Those are the smart ones. They're out of here. You can shake one hand to the one person, top of the class. You could shake 10, 50, or 100. And you could also stay for 1,000. And I'm staying for 1,000, okay?
When usually, I mean, in the COVID time, you can't even imagine doing that.
Could you imagine? Dude, in retrospect, wow.
But so he and the crowd goes nuts. You're going to shake the president's hand. So podcast friend Trey did shake President Trump's hand.
Being the president, they make it seem like a hard gig. Everyone was eating up every word he said. He didn't say anything of substance. People ate it up.
Oh, so then the president
that gets us to the good part.
The president goes off about like the accolades of the graduating class, and he says good things about them.
And then he pulls something out of left field.
And then he talks about how there was a baseball player who won the home run derby, and that baseball player was not able to graduate because he had illegal firearms. He was carrying them in his truck. That's why he wasn't allowed to graduate. So the president talks about how great his arm is. If I still have the video clip, I'll edit it in.
And graduating cadet Nick Reedy became the first person from any service academy to win the college home run derby. Wow, that's a big deal. With a record-breaking 55 home runs. Nick, where are you, Nick? Stand up. Come here, Nick. Come here. Get up here, Nick. Come on. Really good. Come here, Nick. You know, they gave him such a lousy seat all the way back in the corner. Come on up. Baseball, home run derby. That's something. In all of college baseball. Wow. I want to feel this guy's muscles. It's real. That's real. That's great. Thank you very much, Nick. That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
But then he goes on and he pardons the guy who can't graduate. He says, you know what? I'm the president. I'm going to let this baseball player graduate.
Oh my God, is that what happened?
Yeah,
he pardoned us all. Didn't he pardon us all?
No.
He pardoned us all?
He pardons the baseball player. The baseball player, he says, come on up here. The baseball player gets up there, runs up there, shakes the president's hand. He says, you're pardoned. And then he goes back and sits down. Then the president
he said something about his arms. He's like, those are arms that would hit a home run. Didn't he grab his arms?
That's what I'm saying. I'll put the clip in of him talking.
Okay,
but,
all right.
So, but then the baseball player goes back down and the president goes, you know what? I'm going to pardon everybody that wasn't allowed to graduate. And a little
honorary degree.
A little inside baseball. Our podcast friend Trey might not have been able to graduate, but he was able to. But if not, he would be able to graduate because the president pardoned him that day. So regardless, Trey was going to be walking across that stage.
That sounds like a fucked up children's book. The day the president pardoned Trey.
Even the best cadets can sometimes get a little bit carried away. Lieutenant General Silveria has informed me that a few cadets are still on restriction for pranks and other fairly bad mischief. You know what I'm talking about, right? And you all know who you are. So, keeping with tradition, and as your commander-in-chief, I hereby absolve and pardon all cadets serving restrictions and confinements. And that you earned. You earned it. So you're all on even footing. Is that nice?
The day the president pardoned me. Look at
So you-
just look at this picture. Hold on. This is. Can you
Put it closer, then it will put in the thing. Yeah.
This is surreal. Keep going. I'm so sorry. This is so surreal.
I'm gonna see if I can find the clip right now to play because it's so fucking funny.
Did the Air Force give him a fucking football uniform? Did they?
I don't know.
There was honestly I forgot about the whole experience. My brain was blocking out so much. So many
It
details.
was too funny. But yeah, we saw the president. That's all I'll say.
We can find the clip later and put it in, right?
Yeah, I
We've
mean,
got
I'm
it
sure
here.
they recorded it as well for the military once the president's there.
Right.
But yeah, the president has coronavirus still. We're not really hearing about Melania. We need a Melania watch. Like, how is she doing? She fucking hates Christmas. That's all I know.
Oh, does she? 'Cause she's
That
drunk?
she's a real Grinch, I guess. That was another
She
piece
kind
of
of
news.
looks like the Grinch. She kind of looks like the Grinch. She looks like the girl that had a crush on the Grinch.
That was fake too. Do you like the new Grinch with Jim Carrey?
I'll watch it. I mean, it's not my favorite, but
I've never seen it start to finish because I was scared of it. I was scared of the child Grinch when I was a child. Like they played it at the YMCA. And
Baby Grinch.
yeah,
You know-
no,
you
not
know
the
that was a real
baby, the real, like the child when he's in school.
Child, yeah, you know he was a real human.
That's so kind of you to think of the Grinch that way.
Do I have to? I think he died. I think that actor died. Do I need to pull that up?
It's the baby. No, it's child
looked it up
Grinch
before.
dead.
I looked it up last year.
Well, I was scared of the opening scene of the Grinch, the real with Jim Carrey, where like the teens are climbing the mountain, and then the girl who's are like, "I'll suck your cock if you go on the Grinch's thing," and then they were like, "Ooh," and I was like, "This is fucking too sexual for me. I'm 7 years old. I don't fucking want."
They did sex it up.
I don't. Yeah, that fucking girl when she's putting the lights on the tree and then it's like guns and her chesticles are bouncing. It's like this is too.
You are a horny little boy. You were horned up for Christmas. Hell yeah, boy.
This is a classic like rewatch of being like everything is too sexual.
Right.
But I was scared of that movie, and I probably watched it 3 or 4 years ago, or like finally like ABC Family let it run through in the background.
I mean, it's a disturbing fucking movie. It's a disturbing movie. It brings up disturbing memories. I found the information. So the Grinch, child Grinch, is Josh Evans.
Is he
and
dead?
He passed away at 20 years old. Yeah, due to congenital heart failure.
Genital heart failure?
No, congenital, not genitals. His genitals didn't fail him.
Your heart has a genital?
He had a form of dwarfism.
How is he alive? How is he dead? But like Warwick Davis is still chilling. Warwick Davis known to be like the guy that plays every leprechaun,
I guess I don't know.
Everything. I think he was Chucky. He's the leprechaun in the Leprechaun movies. He's in Lord of the Rings. Like,
oh, for real?
He's like the go-to. He's in Harry Potter. Like he's the go-to dwarf. I'm dancing around the proper term.
A wee man too. I don't know. I guess I don't know. Like what?
Mini-Me died. Vern Troyer.
Yeah, I guess there's like complications. He was only 3'2", 97 centimeters tall, but he did a couple other things. He did a couple other.
But did you see?
He was in Family Matters. He was in Hey Arnold. He was a third grader. He played a third grader or did the voice. He was in Rugrats.
He played a third grader. The live action Hey Arnold.
He did Rugrats, small boy voice. So he was in there. He was a fucking legend.
Did you?
Rest in
Yeah,
peace.
we'll
Fucking legend.
details in memoriam, like the Oscars. We'll put a little thing together for the child Grinch. But is there a picture of child Grinch when you Googled that?
There was not a picture. I just typed in actor. I could pull it up if you want. You want to see what it looks
No,
like?
I just want to confirm my suspicions that it is still scary.
I
Him
do.
sitting at the desk and he's drawing, and he's making his
yeah.
little noises. Horrifying.
The part that scared me was when he tried to shave his face and then he was bloody.
Oh,
And
that's all the same like
Yep.
scene with the two women are
right.
telling her.
And he throws the fucking that dude. He was strong. That guy threw the fucking Christmas tree.
He was.
Bodybuilder.
I mean, I think it has to do with me being scared of Chucky the doll. Like they all seem very similar, but Taylor Momsen, yeah, look her up. She's on. I was watching Gossip Girl. I stopped because
Cindy Lou Who's on Gossip Girl.
yeah, she's the sister of the Gossip Girl.
Damn, they had some fucking spin-offs.
What do you mean spin-offs?
I mean, like there were some good actors and actresses that came out of the Grinch.
Yeah, Jim Carrey really blew up. Jeffrey Tambor.
Anyway, we're on a deep spiral downwards. I don't know. If
Well,
you
I
know
was
how
gonna say
that-
when I mentioned Mini Me, you didn't seem like you're a big Austin Powers head. Is that true?
No, I mean, I'm not a huge Austin Powers guy. Beyonce and Goldmember was good.
Yeah, people forget Beyonce like had to rise the rank. She wasn't as huge as she was now. Like Mike Myers was a bigger deal than Beyonce in that movie, and same when she was in Pink Panther. Like Steve Martin
Right.
was way bigger than Beyonce,
Is
and
that
now
true?
Beyonce's
Isn't
bigger
that-
than both them combined.
Dude, Beyonce could buy them. Beyonce could buy both them. Maybe not.
I
Mike.
mean, I don't.
Oh, maybe not Steve.
Yeah, Mike Myers got that Shrek money. I don't know. He's
Yeah,
got.
dude. Well, yeah, that's concerning.
What do you
anyway.
mean that's concerning?
I don't know. Shrek is like.
I recently
if you're a baby
rewatched Shrek.
Grinch, Shrek is like I get weirded out, but
You didn't like Shrek? I broke that VHS.
it's
That's
not
how
about Shrek.
long ago.
It's about the fucking animations. It's about fucking.
That was good
And-
animation. If you're
I
not,
know
it's
but
better
the
than Toy
animation-
Story. You should be scared of Sid's dog in Toy
you're
Story
just-
1.
You're bothering me. I was in Toy Story. I was afraid of the head. You know, the shaved head that was on the fucking spider legs. That shit scared me.
And the hooker.
And the hooker, yeah, that shit scared me. The leg. Shit, I forgot what I was gonna fucking say. God damn it! Now you got me thinking about scary things.
What were you scared of as a child? I feel like I talk about that myself, but I don't think I know. I feel like I ask people what they're scared of as a child, and they never have a good answer. Like they're scared of sharks, like things. Nothing like pop culture scared them. Like I know you're scared of sharks.
I'm petrified of sharks, but I've already conquered that fear. I went in the ocean twice as a 23-year-old. 24-year-old might go in. Fuck it, I might go in more than twice.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like you're not scared. You're scared of things that are actually real. Like you're not scared of the Wicked Witch of the West
like fictional things.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really watch scary things as a kid, I guess. Like my parents censored it pretty heavily. My grandparents, I was like 12 years old, and they made me watch Barney. I had to ask my parents permission to watch SportsCenter. So I couldn't watch Yu-Gi-Oh, I couldn't watch Pokemon, no SpongeBob.
I mean, yeah.
The crowd goes silent. The crowd goes
Yeah,
boo.
because
They want me off.
SpongeBob is the Simpsons of our generation.
Truly. And listen, every time I've watched SpongeBob, I saw a SpongeBob movie. It was
The
fucking
SpongeBob movie is
hilarious.
like not good though. The
Yeah,
SpongeBob movie did scare me as a child. I got scared when Patrick was in like fishnets and dancing. I thought that was scary in the theater.
You weren't turned on?
No, I was like, I don't think I like SpongeBob. Like I walked out of the movie theater like, oh, that was too weird.
That's like my
I used to
experience
be
watching
scared
Blade
of like 80s singing. Like Queen
That's scary.
Queen Bicycle, that song scared me. Like I still can't
Really?
listen to it.
It's so weird. Like I'm not like necessarily afraid of those things, but then at the same time, I have a disdain for Halloween because I can't like. It's like I'm scared of it. I just don't get it. Like I don't understand that part of pop culture, like being scared of and like horror and shit. I just don't enjoy it. There's nothing enjoyable to me. It's not like it scares me. I just don't enjoy
Spooky
it.
season is here, folks.
Oh, let's get a little spooky, girls. Let's get some pumpkin spice.
I'm gonna watch Hocus Pocus for 24 hours and 31 days. I'm not gonna fucking change the ABC Family channel.
It's actually Freeform. So I'm gonna watch 31 Days of Halloween on Freeform, and we are gonna
I will
watch
never
Hocus
call it
Pocus.
freeform. Like ABC Family, the logo was perfect. Everything about it was perfect. That orange hue they had.
Freeform is like a Hallmark spinoff. Yeah, Freeform sounds like some kind of like they would teach you that in school. Like this is the Freeform.
It sounds like where you watch VeggieTales, like it's a Christian network.
Okay, watch what you say.
VeggieTales.
Too far. You like the Muppets, but don't like VeggieTales.
That's what I was gonna say.
They're one and
too.
the same. They're
Because
one and the same.
This is a little thing I've been keeping to myself. As much as I like the Muppets, they equally scare me as much as I like them.
I mean, it is weird.
Because I can't watch the Muppets. I mean, if I've seen the Muppet movies, I know that they're safe. But if like I see a clip on YouTube, it comes on recommended, and it's like from the 60s, 70s, there's some my hair on my skin is gonna pop up. Because people have questioned me like, aren't they creepy to you? And I'm like, no, I like them. But then in the back of my head, I'm like, yes, they are creepy, but I'm not gonna admit that because it's part of my personality.
I think it's just the way that things were shot back then.
That's what I would say
agree.
too when I say practical effects are scary. Like Jurassic Park, horrifying because they built that fucking dinosaur and it's real. It's not CGI.
Right. I just watched the new what the fuck were we talking about?
Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah, I think I just had an aneurysm. Yeah, Jurassic Park. Yeah, I'm pulling a Biden over here. Yeah, no, I saw the Fallen Kingdom. It was pretty good. I mean, it was pretty good. The graphics are fucking gnarly, but there is a huge difference from the first Jurassic Park to the like almost the graphics make it a whole completely different movie. Like a whole separate thing.
It just looks like an animated movie. It doesn't look real.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's
like
not
those
like
raptors were fucking in that kitchen being horrifying.
Exactly. And like the first Jurassic Park when they fucking crash and fly in on the parachute and get stuck in the tree, you feel like you're in that tree. You feel like fuck, now I'm in Jurassic World. I'm on Jurassic Park. Now I'm fucked.
And then in the third one when the T-Rex swallows the cell phone and every time you hear the cell phone ringing, you know the dinosaur's coming. Fucking
exactly.
Horrifying.
When the Velociraptor's in the kitchen, you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
You think you're hiding in there.
And that's what I'm saying. They built those things. That's what I'm scared of. That's why things in the past would scare me more. And like that's synonymous with the Muppets because they're fucking real. They're not animated.
That's a great point. Yeah, because it's almost like man-made. It's like things that you know and that exist in your real life. So yeah, that's a good point. Actually, I've never thought about that before. Well, we just went on a massive tangent. I'm not even sure where the hell we just came from. Great conversation, though. Great conversation.
I was gonna. Well, actually, we'll end with the belated Rolling Stone conversation we were having off pod, talking music. I mean, I had this segment that you never answered me about classic podcasting banter we have, but to say that you to watch something or listen to something like the Velvet Underground and then report back. But I'll pull up the list and then we'll just get really washed and talk about classic rock like everyone loves about men.
Yeah, you know what? This podcast, I feel like people are definitely tuning out now. You know what? Let me just say this too.
The downloads have never been better. That's why I texted you.
Is that true?
That's why I was like, I know I sound crazy when I say this, but people like this, folks.
You love it. You fucking love it.
They love it.
They love it. Wow, that's surprising. Really, the views are up.
Yeah, it's like we're climbing this mountain.
Who the hell would have thunk? Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no river low. Ain't no valley low enough. Who would have thunk, dude? With me on here, it's a fucking miracle. It's like shit. Do I add some value?
I mean, it's always good to be a part of something. They say.
Yeah, it's like Kyle Kuzma or Jared Dudley getting a ring this year. That was part of the team.
I don't know who either of those people are.
Big sports guy.
Kyle Kuzma sounds like someone went to high school with.
Kyle Kuzma. Big sports guy. Big sports guy.
All right. So I'm gonna do 25-1 because there's more conversation that way. So 25 is so Rolling Stone released their 500 greatest albums Redux because they did it in 2012 and they did it in 2003, and now they changed things completely. And wash dads everywhere are riding the streets because
they completely Joanna Gaines this whole fucking thing, dude. They completely took it.
J.R. Smith, whatever they do when you're LeBron and you do that move.
They gave it a handoff and said, "Run with this motherfucker."
So 25, Carole King Tapestry.
Never listened to it.
I sounds familiar. Is that the I Feel the Earth move under my feet? Oh,
Tapestry? Is this college girls Tapestry?
Yeah, it is.
Right,
I thought you were gonna go somewhere else, but it says I Feel the Earth move. This is gonna be
feel
great.
The earth move
this
from
one.
my. Okay.
This is gonna be good too because you want to do a little college radio kind of radio show. We'll put some more tunes in there.
Yeah, detailers, let us know, dude. Let us know, detailer dudes and dudettes, if you guys want to do like just a radio hour, maybe just like a live chill maybe.
And 24, Sergeant Pepper. What?
Was that towards the top the first time?
It was number 1 in 2012.
So we went from 1 to 24. So they put that.
So like that's what I don't understand.
How could something drop so? See, we're just gonna have the same conversation over again. How can it drop so drastically? I'm not.
Do you think Sergeant Pepper is the best Beatles album?
No.
What do you think?
Are we talking best like music? My favorite's Revolver.
I
Or
am
the
a
White
Beatles
Album.
head, but like I was introduced to the Beatles with the number 1 album, so I got everything.
Greatest hits.
Yeah,
The greatest hits album.
but that's what's on this list too. Is like Bob Marley's greatest hits is on 500.
Yeah, I feel like that can't count.
I mean, Eagles' greatest hits is number 1 best-selling album of all time. So
Is it really? Take it easy. Take it easy over there, buddy.
23, Velvet Underground. You said you didn't know this, which I'm shocked.
I didn't know.
Sent you what?
I didn't know this. I listened to it. Not a fan.
I'm surprised you didn't like Sweet Jane.
I was severely confused whether or not they were classical rock. I don't know if they were new. It was mixed in like it started popping up on my Spotify playlist with Sum 41, and I would much rather listen to Sum 41.
There's only 2 Sum 41 songs, I'm pretty sure.
That's true. That's probably true.
All right, 22. Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die. Big Papa, Juicy are on this.
That's kind of
hot. Anything? Wait, as
with
Kurt Cobain,
yeah.
his tragic death while still in his 20s will always leave us wondering how far. Why did they loop Kurt Cobain and Biggie Smalls in together as people wondering what they would have done?
Were they one and the same? I don't.
They both died.
Are Kurt Cobain and Biggie Smalls the same person?
Never seen them in the same room together.
Yeah, right.
Born to Run, 21, Bruce Springsteen. This is a good album.
It's a good album.
Earlier, we were looking off pod about there was like 6 or 8 Bruce Springsteen albums on the list prior. That shouldn't be a thing,
dude. That is literally the Air Force Academy having President Trump speak. That is literally a Bruce Springsteen album. We've had enough of it.
I mean, Bruce, this is probably his best album.
The Boss.
The Boss. He sings about blue collar, but never had a blue collar job. Number 20, Radiohead, Kid A. I know you're a huge Radiohead fan. Want to talk about it? Wait, for next week, listen to Radiohead and then come back and report on that.
All right, I'll have a thorough review about Radiohead. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get into it. It's not.
I don't know if I should send you songs to listen to or just let you go in blind. I don't know what to do.
I think
we should consult with Trey too because he's definitely a bigger Radiohead fan than me.
Yeah, you know what I've been enjoying is kind of like I don't do this too often because there's like certain vinyls that I really want to get, but like for example, I got that when we went together. I got the Marshall Tucker Band, that vinyl. It's one of the best, but it's not even. Can't you see the entire record?
Well, just for listeners at home, I want to.
It's so hot. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna buy a fucking vinyl of Radiohead. Go fucking kill yourself. But I'll listen to it on iTunes.
I'm
I'll
just
listen to the
picturing
whole
you
thing.
buying fucking OK
Every
Computer
single
and then
one
being
you
like, what the
suggest.
fuck is this? Well, I know Trey has the vinyl, so maybe we'll do a collaborative playlist of Radiohead and toss it to you.
Oh, dude, you know what I was thinking would be a lot of fun is like I know you don't have a record player, but if you got a record player, we could just send each other different records we like and just like pay for shipping and handling, and like trade records and shit.
Yeah,
This is getting really dude
this
right
is
now.
this is Wash Dad. This
This is nostalgia that we never lived through. We're trying to be.
Yeah, check out my article about streaming music, htdaaw.substack.com. Put it in the bio. Number 19, Kendrick Lamar, Pimp a Butterfly. I think Good Kid, Mad City is better than To Pimp a Butterfly. Also, Damn is on the 500, and that album is not as good as both those albums.
It's hard. Yeah, well, To Pimp a Butterfly, I think lyrically is really good. I think it's hard though to have a new album crack top 50. For me, like it's hard to imagine that. It hasn't even stood the test of time yet.
How long do you think an album needs to be in the zeitgeist to be on this list? Because Harry Styles, 1 year his album been out. It's 491 on the top 500.
It makes me
of all time.
Of the all time, it makes me sick.
I mean, Adore You is a slap, but I don't know.
Dude, how many this is gonna sound so white. How many Billy Joel albums were on this entire list? One.
There was one.
We have Harry Styles.
The Stranger.
How many Elton John? How many Elton John? This is so white.
Elton John has been a lot not talked about. Well, that's why this whole list was changed, because of diversity. And
so we put on. Is it because he's English? Is that the diversity we're going for now?
Harry Styles is diet.
Is it because
Mick
he's
Jagger.
sexy? Is he sexy? Is that why we put him on here?
One time I texted a girl, Harry Styles is diet Mick Jagger, and she texted me back saying, "Good, I'm on a diet." And I was like,
"Damn, that's the high response."
I was like, "I'm taking a lap." Like,
yeah, stick an ice cube down your pants. Cool down.
Number 18, Bob Dylan, Highway 61 Revisited. I have still yet to watch the Bob Dylan 3-hour documentary. It's been on my queue since March. One day I'll watch it, but as I say, that we don't have days. We have days that I don't watch a documentary and days that I do.
Right. It's hard to imagine.
I don't think you're a big Dylan head either.
No, I mean, I think the songwriting is great, but I mean, I can't imagine someone with Bob Dylan's voice in today's day and age being as successful. I think songwriting.
I think he dropped an album this year.
Didn't hear about it.
Exactly.
He should have done what U2 did and just fucking plop that shit on our phone automatically. Where's that album?
Spoiler alert, 500. That's number 1. Number 17, Kanye West's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I was listening to Runaway in the shower this afternoon. I really enjoy 24/7, 365. Pussy Stays on My Mind. That lives rent-free in my head, that line. I don't know if that's your favorite Kanye album or not.
You're such a fucking hoe, and I love it.
Oh, you like that one better, that one off with Lil Pump?
College Dropout's better. Late registration.
All those college ones like come together as one to me. I can't really distinguish.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
Number 16, The Clash, London Calling. You're a big Clash head. I know you're a punk rocker.
Yeah, bro, punk.
Clearly, we have so much to say about that. Number 15, Public Enemy. It takes a nation of millions to hold us back.
Have you ever listened to that?
I know Fight the Power, and I know Flavor Flav, and Rebel Without a Pause, but that's it. But I know Flavor Flav was part of Public Enemy, and then was kicked out of Public Enemy for endorsing Donald Trump. But Flavor Flav, from what we watched on Flavor of Love, clearly isn't all there anymore.
He's not there at all. That's a vacant room. That's a vacant room.
If you have Xfinity, Flavor of Love is free for you to watch, and I'd recommend it.
Okay, and what was the show that we found that I liked with the girl? Was that Rock of Love?
This guy, the way that you described this was, I remember Rock of Love, and that girl was so hot. And I was like, okay, that's the whole point of the show. So we proceeded to watch Rock of Love season 1, and she's not there. And then we watched Rock of Love season 2. I don't think she was there either.
No.
And then we switched to Flavor of Love, and it was better. But
I think her name was Daisy.
doesn't surprise me.
I think we saw her. She was tattooed heavily. She had a piercing.
You're describing every character.
Yeah, that was on both. That was on Rock of Love and Flavor of Love. Yeah.
Number 14, The Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street. This album is very, very good. Definitely.
Yeah.
I came up with this new theory. I don't know if I'm gonna write about it or not. I have a lot of free time on my hands. But I think when you're younger, you listen to the Beatles, and as you age, you become more of a Stones head.
You know what? I can't agree with that, to be honest with you. I think the Rolling Stones are so I find them to be basic. I don't know. I can't get behind it. There's no soul to it.
I would recommend this album then. And this album, also in a book I read, is the only album you do cocaine to. So for all you cocaine users out there, needle drop Exile on Main Street after you finish this episode.
There are so many albums that I could think. There are so many musicians.
Well, I listened to the Keith Richards autobiography, and he's talking about how they were on stage and they would keep coke behind the speakers, and they would just go up and do lines and then go back out and sing and dance.
Here's a question for you. So if you can listen to an audiobook, but you also listen to music, isn't it kind of like listening to poetry?
So I put on my Instagram story a couple weeks ago, is listening to audiobook considered reading? Right. It was very divisive, to say the least. I also then spoke to a librarian who was very
on Pornhub. Sexy librarian fucks.
No, she dove into my DMs. She said, "Yes, they do." Oh, she said, "Yes, they fucking do. I have research." And I said, "Let me hear it." She said, "Okay, so current research supports that people and kids, when listening to audiobooks, comprehend what they are listening to, an almost equivalent rate of reading comprehension."
We're not asking if it's a. We're not. Listen, librarian.
It is also processed in a similar part of the brain as reading.
We're not asking if it is as successful as reading a book. We're asking, is reading and listening the same thing? And they're not.
My thought is humans.
One uses your eyes, one uses your ears. I rest my case.
Some say ears are the side of the eyes. Some say ears are the eyes of the face.
I rest my case. Thank you very much.
My thought, you've been talking too much to your paralegal. My thought is humans sit around orally sharing stories for thousands of years before books could be mass produced. People remembered them and passed them down just like books.
You know what, Max? I read everything you just told my ears. I read it all. I could read. I didn't hear it.
Some say
I didn't hear it. I read it all. I read it all.
It's the new audiobook. Number 13, Aretha Franklin, I Never Loved a Man the Way I Love You.
Classic. Aretha Franklin, iconic.
Yeah. I don't even know. They write a lot about this stuff. Number 12, Michael Jackson, Thriller. Notorious Michael Jackson after sexually assault. Never mind.
How can we in good faith put a child rapist?
Put my dick on ice.
Yeah. Listen, put this record on ice. It's done. Michael Jackson, your music's fantastic. But
this is number 2 best-selling album of all time, but the Eagles. That's crazy. And number 6, now that Fleetwood Mac is blowing up on TikTok, because that's number 6, rumors number 6 album of all time.
Yeah, it's a great album.
We just learned TikTok broke Fleetwood Mac, so the jury's out on which way they'll go with the next single.
Dude, the fucking charts are up. The ratings are up for Fleetwood Mac. It is.
This Stevie Nicks girl, she's gonna be huge.
She is gonna crack the code. What I'll say is that Rumors is the pumpkin spice of the music world.
I would say Dreams is the pumpkin spice.
Okay,
although
that's fair.
I was inebriated when I heard Dreams at like 4 a.m. on New Year's Eve 2 years ago, and it was probably the best song I've ever heard in my entire life. I was so ecstatic to hear it. It felt like I had never heard it because it was a big part of my childhood, like classic rock. So I like tuned out all those basic songs, and then I heard it again, and I was like, holy fucking shit, this song is awesome.
It feels like an internal orgasm. It feels like you're coming inside yourself.
And now I hear it every fucking day for this skateboarding guy, and I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, he needs to get a cut, dude. He needs to take a little.
And then that motherfucker put the pumpkin head on. I said, nope, you ruined
Oh, it was over. Once I saw that shit, I was like, it's hit the mainstream. It's done.
it. Number 11, the Beatles' Revolver.
There you go. My favorite number. Favorite Beatles album.
I just read this thing. It said Lennon had taken LSD at this point.
At this point, he had transitioned.
I'm Only Sleeping. I love that Beatles song. Number 10, Lauryn Hill, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, notoriously in your car in CD form.
Yep.
Yeah, To Zion slaps. That's all I gotta say. Number
Yeah,
9.
I think the lyrics. I mean, the lyrics too. I think.
But also like the fact that she released this album and then never did anything ever again. No matter what, if she
I
did
know.
another album, there's so much expectations that it would
Where
be
the hell
like.
is she?
She said, "Fucking, I'm out."
Yeah, she said, "Screw this, dude. Gone. See ya."
Number 9, Blood of the Tracks, Bob Dylan. Again, he's just
Another
here.
Dylan. Another fucking Dylan.
Number 8, Prince and the Revolution, Purple Rain. I like the movie Purple Rain, which this is the soundtrack for. Prince is pretty funny. I also listened to his audio biography or his biography. Prince, cool guy.
That clip that you showed me of Prince fucking shredding. He absolutely shredded the guitar.
That's an all-time clip of
in front of some of the all-time classic guitarists.
Yeah, he's up there with Tom Petty and fucking that guy that we couldn't figure out, but he's from LFO.
From ELO. LFO, ELO.
Where's ELO on this list?
Great album. He's
yes,
shredded, dude.
Prince rips a guitar solo and then just throws his guitar in the air, and it never comes down. It's like Bobby Shmurda's hat before that happened.
He said, "Tom Petty, take this to the dome."
Oh, we were just talking about it. Number 7, Rumors, Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
Cocaine, another Cocaine album. I mean, no, the next album, Tusk, they did a lot of cocaine. I said you should remake it with Tusk. They spent $1 million on the album. It was the most they ever spent on an album.
Really?
Not Rumors, Tusk, and then it only made 10% of that back.
It only made $100,000.
Correct. And it cost $16, and then I was listening to something about it today, and then if that was adjusted for inflation, it'd be $40 for an album.
Wow. They fucked it.
Number 6, Nirvana, Nevermind. This is the one with the penis. I think Nirvana is kind of overrated.
I would have to agree with that. I think Nirvana's kind of overrated. I think Nirvana's people that think they like music but don't know anything about music, so they latch onto the album with the little baby and the penis.
And I think Smells Like Teen Spirit is probably their worst song.
I wouldn't go that far, but
there are better songs.
It's the Sweet Caroline of the punk world.
It's just not a good song, and I hate that people like it. It's obnoxious.
Shit on it.
Another Beatles album, I guess. Number 5, Abbey Road. I like that.
Abbey Road's a classic. Everyone knows Abbey Road. It's like
what's the last song called? The End or whatever.
I don't know. The track
where they say goodbye or whatever. I like that. I think about that a lot. Also, Maxwell Silverhammer's on this album, a song that destroyed my childhood. Everywhere I went, I was called Maxwell Silverhammer.
Sorry for that. We're so sorry.
Number 4, Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life.
It's one of the greatest albums.
This should be 2, I would say.
Yeah, this should be
Sir Duke, like, slap. Like,
for once in my life.
Oh, Isn't She Lovely with a kid crying at the end? And I'm like, I hate kids, and I would love to have like 100 after hearing this song.
I got so I have that. That was like one of the big purchases on vinyl that I bought. It was like $40.
This man dropped 2 Andrew Jacksons.
Yeah,
almost a whole Virgil on a fucking.
I just dropped a Tusk and got one of the greatest albums of all time. It comes with a little 7-inch vinyl, and it has like these 2 songs, and it is like you put that little thing on, and for some reason, it's like you're a time capsule. It's like you're sitting on the piano, and you can feel the vibrations going in your butt.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting emotional thinking about Isn't She Lovely right now.
I want to sing it, and I will not do that to your guys' ears, but it is in my heart.
And as always, of course, Ray Charles never saw Stevie Wonder coming, and yeah.
Also, wash joke. I'm surprised.
I did my full
joke.
set last night. I did a little like not podcast last night. I read all of my stand-up jokes, and they were well received. And I've never felt more validated in my life. Like I was like, this is what it feels to like take a compliment. I was like, I've never felt like this before in my life.
Damn, I missed out. I wish I wasn't coming back from Vermont.
I mean, it wasn't even a podcast. It was a phone call, the original podcast.
Damn. Well, just quickly. I want to hear about that later, but just quickly. Stevie Wonder, the harmonica. How do you make the harmonica sound like a human being?
No, the fact that you know.
How do you know?
The fact that you know it's him on the harmonica, that's the craziest part.
That's probably one of the only instruments you will hear, and you're like, it's Stevie.
I made a meme where it was the fucking people doing the handshake with the black and white, and I was like Blues Traveler and Stevie Wonder. You know,
oh God.
but then I was like, I put the Stevie Wonder tag, like his name, on the black arm and the Blues Traveler because they're black and white, and I was like, this is gonna be weird to be taken that way, but it's the truth. But I quickly deleted it. I was like, I gotta delete it. I don't like.
Send that to me later.
Gears.
Yeah, that's hot. That's hot.
Number 3, Joni Mitchell, Blue. This whole album's about how James Taylor's a dickhead. We know that on this side.
This kind of makes me conflicted because I'm a big James Taylor guy, but now that I know that it's like Michael Jackson, I can't support it.
Yeah, for details, I don't know why the detail is like canon or not, but James Taylor notoriously tied Carly Simon to a bed and made her watch him do heroin and say, "This is how much you hurt me."
Damn, he was emotional. He was emotional as hell.
And I mean, this album's good, Blue, but I think Hajira is a superior Joni Mitchell album.
There is not a single person listening to this podcast at this point. This is just two white dudes talking about classic rock, man.
I mean, this is what I live. Like, this is what I spend my time doing, listening to classic rock.
This is what I live for.
I mean, I'm unemployed, my guy. I'm fucking.
Yeah, well, there's no time to talk about this with anyone else besides you. It's just me and you.
Yeah. Number 2, the Beach Boys, Pet Sounds. You came out to me saying you weren't a Beach Boys head, which was surprising to me. I feel like they're just like in the same realm of like they're there, like a Rumors, Fleetwood Mac.
That's exactly what they are. They're just there. I understand that. I understand.
My guy, the Beatles heard this and they were like, "Okay, we got to make Sgt. Pepper."
But no, but that's
they're just there. They're just there.
I mean, for me, like, I don't enjoy the music itself, but I can understand the cultural influence of it. So, or the musical influence. So it is what it is. I mean, I'm not gonna say I like it or I don't like it, but let's just get to number 1.
This guy's wrap it up.
No, it's not that. I'm just so eager to talk about. I'm just so eager to talk about this. Let's just do it. Let's just say it.
Well, I just want to say one thing about Pet Sounds.
Okay.
If you like go on the internet, or I think it's on Spotify too, like Deluxe Pet Sounds. If you like listen to like the sessions of like just them trying to make the songs come together, it's fucking sick. And number 1, Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? Similar to the title of the album, What's Going On with this pick?
Yeah, I mean, here's something that just came to my head. Bear with me. This year, every time they do this, for the year, it could be subjective, depending on what people want to hear. So during this year, 2020, a year of fucking racial division like we've never seen before, is this an appropriate number 1?
I want to
based on the lyrics, the songs, the man himself. Is it appropriate?
So, in 2003, this is number 6, and then I'm gonna look up when it was in 2012.
Well, the world was supposed to.
It was number 6 again, and now it's number 1. So I mean, it's not a crazy jump. I mean, Sgt. Pepper was 1 both 2003, 2012, and now it's dropped 23 spots. That is a crazier jump.
That is pretty remarkable. What's to account for that?
I want to find that article again where this perfectly summarizes what we're talking about. when that person was just like a bunch of old white guys are just upset that their favorite album wasn't on there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why they said it changed. It's right here.
More diversity. I mean, music itself, white people owe everything to fucking black culture in terms of the music world. Truly.
Bonnie Sternberg reported that sparked plenty of debate, angering raucous boomers and causing cynics to question whether certain albums made the cut because they're really that great or because they happen to be made by someone who isn't a white man. I mean, that is why it happened. I wish it wasn't. I mean, they also, when they did like the categorization and like stuff like that, they sent artists and critics and whatever people in the music industry 1 to 50, and they had to like rank their 50th greatest albums.
Right.
And that's how they voted. So, I mean, it's not like people at Rolling Stone were just like, we're going to fucking do this. Like they questioned people. So, I mean, it was regarded, and it also looks good for Rolling Stone to be like, yeah, we're with the times on diversity and stuff like that. And they're back in the news.
100%.
Print is dead.
Right. 100%. Our minds are inclined to hear music in a different way now because we're listening to lyrics more intensely, especially from black artists. Because a lot of times it was a cry off. I mean,
Marvin Gaye's story is fucking sad too, how his dad killed him. What's going on? The song's about fucking Vietnam and stuff like that.
Yeah, the song What's Going On itself it just gave me chills thinking about it.
And definitely like with Pet Sounds too, listen to it's like him without any instruments. It's just like his voice of singing What's Going On. It's fucking good too.
If you look at the top, so Marvin Gaye, his dad killed him.
Yeah.
The Beach Boys, what's his face?
Brian Wilson, his dad beat the fucking shit out of him.
Brian Wilson was insane. Then the people that were taking care of him took advantage of him.
Paul and John's mom's dead.
The Beach Boys, what's his face?
Brian Wilson, his dad beat the fucking shit out of him.
Brian Wilson was insane. Then the people that were taking care of him took advantage of him.
Paul and John's mom's dead.
Who was number 3? Joni Mitchell?
Yeah.
Tied up and fucking forced to watch James Taylor do heroin.
That's what I'm saying. That I with John Lennon's like, what's that quote? It's always in my head because it's like, this guy's a fucking dickhead, but it makes sense. He's like, I'm the one that's suffering. You motherfuckers aren't suffering that listen to the music.
Right. Stevie Wonder was blind.
So you're saying you have to have a disability to be successful?
I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying it's interesting how all these people had horrendous fucking tragedies occur.
I mean, that's how art comes.
That's how art comes. I mean, it's just... I mean, you're right, though. But it does go to the quote. Like, we consume this music and we try and feel something based off of it. And as you get older, that meaning changes so drastically. Like, it's just always changing. I mean, that's why music is one of the greatest art forms there is. It has to be. Fucking has to be.
I really wish I could find this quote, but he just goes off. He's just like, you, the listener, don't know anything. You know how to feel because of me. I know I have emotions you don't.
I am Jesus Christ.
I mean, he said they're bigger than Jesus.
The Beatles may have been.
I mean, Jesus is the 27 Club with Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin and Kurt Cobain. So he's just as tight and cool.
Yeah. No, that was great. I really enjoyed that. I mean, I'm not sure how many people stuck around for that whole thing. I hope they did. I hope some people did. I mean, it's an interesting conversation. We love music. Toss us your music, what you're listening to. Toss us some listens. We'll do some album reviews maybe. I know no one listens, so this is pointless, but
I mean, we're gonna put some songs in this when we
let us.
So it's gonna be a nice listening. Maybe you'll discover something new.
It'll be hot. Also, let us know if you guys think about Details Radio Hour. Maybe just once every couple of weeks, just a live radio chat. That'd be kind of hot.
We'll put it to the polls.
All right, put in the polls.
Pokemon Go to the Instagram story polls.
Toss it up, boys.
That was Details.
Great episode. Tell
your friends.
Tell your brothers, tell your sisters, tell your mothers, tell your daughters.
Tell daughters be good to your detailers. Daughters will live like they do.
Beautiful.
There was only one Mayer album, so we'll have it.
Yeah, you know what? This is in terms of details, top 500 podcasts. I don't think we're cracking the top 500
Could you imagine the top 500 fucking list?
podcasts.
Who
20
would
years
give a
down the
shit?
road. Who would give a flying f?
I would say number one's got to be the fireside chat with FDR. Rogan's probably 500. Number 500.
Rogan heads are pissed. They're rioting.
I'm unemployed, so maybe I'll make the top 500 podcast list and then see if I can gain some traction.
I don't know. Great podcast. Great podcast. I hope they tune in next week.
Yeah, we'll see you next week if we don't get COVID from the president.
Yeah, it's all a fake hoax.